Assalamu alaikum guys, I am Muhammad Dayan and welcome to Hacktainment for problem solving. We're sorry for not uploading for a very long time. It was because of some personal issues. So let's start today with problem solving in C++. We will be solving the problem stair, peak or neither as shown. So let's first read the problem. You are given three digits A, B and C. We have to determine whether they form a stair, peak or neither. There are several conditions whether for a stair, a peak, or neither. Neither is when it does not satisfy the condition of peak or stair both. So a stair is when this condition is satisfied. When B is greater than A but B is less than C. Therefore, in other words, C is greater than both B and A. Then a peak satisfies a condition when B is greater than A and C. When B is greater than all other numbers, then a peak will be satisfied. Otherwise, the condition of neither will be satisfied. So we are given the condition to input number of test cases. This is the first line that we will input the number of test cases, and using a loop we will input all of these numbers integers. Then in each line, each test case contains three digits A, B and C that we will experiment on to check whether it is a stair, peak or neither. And output, as we already discussed, that we have to output stair, peak or neither, according to it none. We have to output none. So we have to write task is we have to write a code in C++ for this problem above. So let's write our code. So we are given that we have to first make our starting um, code in C++. So we will include IO stream. This is like including a library because we need C out and C input space std. This is the original syntax for C++. Now we will start with our main logic. So first we have to make a loop. For that we have to define an integer, and for test cases, let's just make this name test cases, and then we have to input the number of test cases. Now using a for loop we have to we have to input test cases A, B and C in a single line. For that we will use for loop. The syntax is for integer I equals 0, test I is less than test cases, and we will add 1 in I plus plus is same as I plus equals to 1. It will add 1 in I. Then we will in for loop we will make our code. We will define A, B and C. Then we will input them in a single line, that is Cn, which is C input. That's why we used include IOStream A, B and C. After that we will use if condition to check whether the condition is peak, stair or none. So let me first delete this. Then us in so what is the condition given first? That if B is greater than A and C is greater than B and A, meaning that C is greater than all, then it is a stair. So for stair we will first make the condition for stair. condition for stair, which is A is less than B and B is less than C. So if and this is must that we do it in brackets, otherwise C++ will give error. It's not, the C++ language is not same as Python. So if A is less than B, and we define and as double and symbols, that is that you click when you hold shift and 7 on your keyboard, and B is less than C, then it will C out means to print, it will output stair, and we also have to make it end line. End line means that it will output only new line like this over here. I have already tested the code, so no worries about that. Else if if again, if the for now this is the code for condition for peak, if B is greater than everything. So now else if um, A is less than B and B is greater than C, then we would see out peak on a new line. Else, simply else, we would write the condition see out none end line as well. So what this code does here is that when if it's a stair, when B is greater than A and C is greater than all of these, then it will satisfy the condition of stair. Otherwise, if it is a peak, then it will satisfy the condition of B is greater than A and C, then it is peak. So now let's test it using this test case. 7 1 2 3 3 2 1 1 5 3. This one 7 1 2 3 uh, 3 2 1 1 5 3 2 1 1 5 3 3 4 1 3 4 1 0 0 0 4 1 7 and 4 5 7 4 1 7 and 4 5 7. Let's test this. Then it is error and revert by token in line 28. So basically it does not find this a main thing. We need to make we need to write it return 0 inside the brackets. Now it gave the answer. The error was that we just made an extra curly bracket and we wrote a return 0 outside. If we write it, then it will give us the error. To stair, we so according to the test case, we need to get stair none peak peak none none stair, and here we get stair none peak peak none none stair, which is correct. Now we can test this test case. We need to get none none peak none. We need none peak none, which is also correct. So thank you guys for watching today's video, and I hope you like it. Like, share, subscribe, and comment on this video. If when comment what do you want to see next. Thank you very much.